if that's what we're doing, but right now they don't. You want to see how many ounces off it is. So if you were using these two containers before, this one's a half a pound. Are you paying attention? Because you're going to have to do this by yourself if you want to be in this class. Does that make sense? No one's going to be there to help you down the road. Lauren does this every day by herself. That's part of this job. So this container is half a pound more in weight than this one. So if you were using these as counterweights, your dough recipe is half a pound off with flour. Okay, see what the difference is? So if you want to use these two containers, which you can, you got to add half a pound worth of stuff into this one to make the balance happen. I don't have anything laying around. Grab me another container. Something that's closer. Over there. Blue, deep blue can. Remember, find two that balance each other's weight. Does that make sense? You guys understanding that? Thank you. Okay, so now what we're trying to do is balance this out. We just put random stuff in there. Okay, now they weigh the same. Well, maybe not. Now they weigh the same. See how close they are? So how much flour do we need in this recipe?
6
1/4 pounds.
6 1/4 pounds.
Okay, so how do we acquire 6 pounds on the right side of the scale? Got those? How do we acquire 6 pounds on the right side of the scale? 2 pounds and 4 pounds. Together make 6. We're going to put that here. Now we have to get a 1/4 pound. I don't have a weight that's called a 1/4 pound, but we have to figure it out on this scale. So 1 pound is 16 ounces. What is 1/4 of 16? 4. Thank you. Okay? So now that we have our appropriate measurement, we have the appropriate counterweight, the appropriate weight here, and the appropriate weight here. Now we have to add flour until they balance each other out. Let's wheel the bread flour over here. How's your battery? Is it dying? I'm getting close. See how I touch this to kind of see how close I am? That's just me eyeballing it when I was doing that. Now what we want to do is get it to balance each other out. So they're both level. See how easy that is? Notice how much flour I spilled on the ground. None. I don't know why we do that every day, but don't spill flour all over the place. The easiest way to clean up flour on a spilled ground is to never spill it there in the first place. Okay? Wait. That's all 30. This goes back to the weight. 30. Okay, so now what do we have in here? See how the yeast is starting to activate? So it's getting frothy, it's starting to activate. That's it. Yeast and sugar and water. And what's it called in here too? Salt. Yep. Now what we're doing is going to add our flour. Yeah. Not for the coffee machine. I'll show you how to make it with the espresso machine. Okay, so now what we're going to do is going to add our flour. If you just dump this in here and it hits the water, it'll just explode flour everywhere. Just pour it in slowly. See? Easy. All the flour is in. Okay, so now we're going to go put this on the mixer. So we we did liquid measuring, dry measuring, and weight measuring. All three just now. Now we're gonna put this in the machine. Okay, so you gotta put that nipple in the back. There's a hook here to keep it safe. This pin goes up. We have two different kind of dough hooks. This one is a spiral one. That's what we use for bread. The other dough hook, which I think I've gotten rid of so far, is a regular hook. This works best because it needs the dough back within itself. Close the safety cage. Bring it up. Set it to 10 minutes because that's how long our knead time is for this recipe. Oop. And before you turn it on, make sure it's set to 1 and nothing but 1, or else what will happen? Flour everywhere. Okay, you only have to make that mistake once or twice until you realize it. Every time you turn this on, make sure it's at 1. Every time you turn it off, once the machine's off, you turn it back to 1. Okay, so say if I'm mixing this at 1. I'm gonna wait till it comes together to show you something else. Okay. Okay, so say I'm making something other than dough. If I want to change this from speed 1 to any other speed, you have to turn it off. Wait for it to stop, change gears, turn it on. Once you use it at a different speed and you're done with it, always put it back to 1. Just in case someone comes on here and isn't paying attention and they turn it on the wrong speed. So every time you're done, put it back to speed 1, okay? This one you have to stop the machine to change the speed. The other machine you can change as you go, okay? This one doesn't have that transmission. All right, set it to 10 minutes. It'll mix for 10 minutes. Now just videotape it for 10 minutes mixing. I'm just kidding. So hold on a second, stay right there. We're going to add our oil. Okay? It's a liquid measuring cup. 2 cups, 1.5, 1. We're doing 1/4 cups right there. So you just add that right in there. Okay, so what's happening right now is the water is hydrating the flour and it's mixing together. What's happening is we're kneading it, which is forming proteins. The proteins that's in bread, does anyone know what they're called? Starts with a G. Gluten, that's right. As we knead this, it's stretching those gluten proteins, okay? The more that they're stretched, the more structure our bread will have. The tougher it'll be, is what we want for bread. But if we're making cupcakes, we don't want a lot of mixture. We want it to be soft, fluffy, and crumbly, so we don't mix it as much to prevent less gluten, okay? Gluten is in 4 products: barley, rye,